When it comes to laws, there are some that make perfect sense and are necessary for maintaining order in society. However, there are also some laws that are so bizarre and strange that you can't help but wonder how they came to be. In this video, we will explore the top 10 weirdest laws in the world that will leave you scratching your head in disbelief. Before we go on, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Let's get started. 10. It's illegal to build sandcastles in Spain. In Spain, a country known for its beautiful beaches and sunny climate, a surprising regulation exists that prohibits the building of sandcastles in some of its coastal areas. This unusual law, primarily enforced in popular tourist destinations, aims to ensure the cleanliness and accessibility of the beaches for all visitors. Authorities argue that large sand structures can obstruct public pathways and pose safety risks. Additionally, the cleanup required after these sandy constructions are dismantled can be considerable, leading to increased maintenance costs for local municipalities. To enforce this regulation, fines can be levied against those caught constructing sandcastles, a rule that often catches beachgoers off guard. While this law might dampen the fun for some, it underscores the efforts taken by some Spanish localities to preserve the natural beauty and order of their public spaces. 9. Forbidden to feed pigeons in Venice, Italy. In the picturesque city of Venice, a unique regulation exists that surprises many tourists. Feeding pigeons in public places is strictly forbidden. This law, implemented to protect the architectural heritage and public health, addresses the unintended consequences of pigeon overpopulation. Historically, Street Marks Square and other iconic locations were besieged by vast numbers of pigeons, drawn by the constant availability of food from well-meaning visitors. The accumulation of pigeon droppings posed a significant threat to the preservation of Venice's historic structures, corroding marble statues and facades, and contributing to the deterioration of the city's famed beauty. 8. No public kissing on Sundays in Michigan. Michigan harbors a law that might leave romantics aghast. The prohibition against public displays of affection, such as kissing on Sundays. This edict is a vestige from a bygone era, specifically the 19th century, when societal norms and religious observances held a tighter grip on community conduct, especially on the Sabbath. The rationale behind such a regulation was to uphold a day of solemnity and decorum, reflecting the community's collective values at the time. Over the years, as societal attitudes have shifted towards a more liberal viewpoint on public affection, this law has become an oddity, a curious reminder of the state's puritanical past. While the likelihood of enforcement in today's more permissive society is slim, the fact that it remains on the books is a fascinating glimpse into the evolution of social mores and the role of law in enforcing public morality. 7. Walking backwards while eating peanuts in Green, New York. Navigating the sidewalks of Green, New York, comes with its own unique set of challenges, particularly a law that prohibits walking backwards while consuming peanuts. At first glance, this ordinance might appear to be the product of legislative whimsy or an eccentric lawmaker's sense of humor. However, the origins and intentions behind this peculiar regulation remain somewhat of a mystery to residents and visitors alike. Some speculate that the law was introduced as a preventive measure against potential mishaps or distractions that could lead to public disturbances or accidents on the sidewalk. Others believe it might have been a targeted effort to address a specific incident that occurred in the past, now lost to local lore. 6. The ban on blue jeans in North Korea. North Korea's legal stance on attire includes a particularly unique prohibition that extends beyond the typical dress code: the ban on blue jeans. This law symbolizes the country's endeavor to resist Western influences and maintain its ideological purity against perceived capitalist encroachments. Blue jeans, globally recognized as a casual staple originating from the United States, are seen by North Korean authorities as an emblem of Western culture that could potentially undermine the values and principles the government seeks to uphold. As a result, wearing blue jeans is strictly forbidden, reflecting the government's broader approach to control over personal freedoms and cultural expression. This regulation is part of North Korea's extensive efforts to isolate its citizens from external influences and maintain a homogeneous societal norm in line with its political ideology. Enforcement of this rule is rigorous, with officials actively discouraging the population from adopting Western fashion trends. 5. Wearing a suit of armor in the British Parliament. Among the myriad of unusual laws still on the books, one from the annals of British history particularly stands out: the prohibition against wearing a suit of armor in the British Parliament. Originating from a 1313 statute, this rule was established to maintain peace within the parliamentary chambers, ensuring that individuals could not rely on physical intimidation or the implicit threat of violence that donning armor might suggest during legislative sessions. The context of this law paints a vivid picture of a time when disputes could easily escalate into physical confrontations, necessitating such a specific and seemingly quaint prohibition in today's context. 4. Whistling underwater is prohibited in West Virginia. Diving into the realm of the unusual, West Virginia presents a law that leaves many bewildered: a prohibition on whistling underwater. This peculiar statute might initially seem like a whimsical addition to the state's legal code, yet its origins and rationale remain shrouded in mystery. Some speculate that the law could have been intended as a humorous or cautionary measure to promote public safety around water bodies, highlighting the potential dangers of distracted swimming, or perhaps to prevent any disturbances in serene aquatic environments. Although the practical enforcement of this law today would be a spectacle in itself, it raises intriguing questions about the scope of legislative authority and the boundaries of personal freedoms in public spaces. The fact that this law specifies such a unique and unlikely activity to regulate showcases the diverse spectrum of legal restrictions that can be found across different jurisdictions. 3. Naming your child something unusual in Denmark. Denmark takes a unique approach to safeguarding its youngest citizens' identities with a law that might seem peculiar to outsiders. Here, the government has a significant say in what parents can name their child. Unlike in many other countries where the sky's the limit in terms of baby names, Danish parents are required to select from an official list containing several thousand approved names. Should they wish to deviate from this list and choose a more unconventional name, their selection must undergo scrutiny and receive approval from a special government body dedicated to this purpose. This law's roots are deeply embedded in a cultural intention to protect children from potential mockery or discrimination that could arise from bearing an unusual name. 2. No dying in the Houses of Parliament, UK. One of the most perplexing laws in existence hails from the United Kingdom, where it's purportedly illegal to die within the confines of the Houses of Parliament. This odd prohibition traces its roots to ancient beliefs and the intricacies of British legal tradition. The rationale behind this law, while seemingly absurd at face value, revolves around the notion of privilege. Traditionally, those who passed away within the Palace of Westminster were entitled to a state funeral, a costly and elaborate affair. 1. No chewing gum in Singapore. Singapore stands out for its strict stance on chewing gum, where indulging in this sticky snack is against the law, except for medical reasons prescribed by a healthcare professional. Introduced in the 1990s, this legislation aims to keep public spaces clean and free from gum-related litter, a significant problem that plagues sidewalks and public transportation seats. The consequences for defying this regulation are severe, with potential fines and even imprisonment for those caught distributing, selling, or indiscriminately chewing gum. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.